New overnight fire crews in Fort Collins spent their night fighting a hay fire in Fort Collins near Country Club Road and Thoreau Drive. Pooter Fire says no buildings were threatened with the fire. Now crews are just making sure that it is all the way out so it does not spread.
New this morning, the city of Aurora is bringing back its reserve police force. 9 News reporter Brianna Fernandez is live outside the Aurora Municipal Center for us this morning. And Brianna, they approved a proposal at last night's city council meeting.
Yeah, this all was approved late last night. So we know after nearly 20 years, the Aurora Police Department is bringing back the reserve police force, and this will include unpaid volunteers with limited police duties. So we know the Aurora city officials, they say that the reserve force would pull from SWAT medics and more. Anyone who wants to be part of the program must be in good standing with the city, meaning they're not under investigation and they weren't fired from their last job. So this isn't the first time that Aurora has used the reserve police force. They actually had it and until the early 2000s. Back then the department got rid of it because after interest in the program dropped. Now the department is experiencing a staff shortage, and the interim police chief says it's just time to revamp the program.
It's my understanding in the past we've allowed individuals in this program to just simply have a concealed license. And I think from a civil liability standpoint, a tactical standpoint, that if we're going to have them with our folks, that they need to be trained to a higher standard. So we're actually increasing the standards for our city and our department.
Now those volunteers must go through a 6-week training program, and other volunteers can also come to the program. That's including current city employees in good standing or retired city employees. Jordan?
All right, Brianna, we appreciate you breaking that down for us. Thank you.
Today, a group of school leaders in Denver want to hear from the community about the change in principals at McAuliffe International Middle School. DPS fired Kurt Dennis in early July, months after he told 9 News he was concerned about the district's requirement of staff patting down students daily who are accused of serious crimes. That was in response to the shootings at Denver East High School. The principals union says firing Dennis violated their contract. Tonight's town hall starts at 6 o'clock at Manual High School. Next month, the school board will vote on whether to approve Dennis's firing. Now, if they don't approve it, Dennis will stay with DPS, just in a different role.
50 years after a historic Supreme Court decision forced Denver Public Schools to integrate its classrooms, a new report says the district is going backwards. Research commissioned by a Latino advocacy group found that DPS is more segregated now than it was in the 70s. In 1973, the Supreme Court sided with DPS families, saying the district intentionally segregated schools. This ruling was a huge deal, the first to give Hispanic students the same rights to integration as black students. For the next 20 years, DPS had to bus students across the city to make sure that each school's demographics matched the district as a whole. That busing ended in 1995, and the new study shows that almost immediately after that busing stopped, schools started becoming more segregated. Now researchers say nearly half of the district's Latino students are at a school where the majority of their peers are students of color or living below the poverty line, and 70% of white students go to schools that are mostly white. Researchers say the students at those schools are more likely to be in gifted and talented programs and more likely to graduate. The district says it is partnering with a Latino Education Coalition for a follow-up study. They want to look into the reasons why resegregation is happening and find solutions.
And it is 6:07 this Tuesday. After years of back and forth, the Space Command headquarters is staying here in Colorado Springs. This goes back to the Trump administration. During his final days in office, former President Donald Trump announced a plan to move the Space Command to Alabama, but President Joe Biden reversed course. The White House says keeping the base in Colorado means it can now reach full operational capacity within a month, and moving it would have slowed everything down. Former Colorado Springs Mayor John Suthers says losing Space Command was the biggest disappointment of his time in office, so he is happy for the change.
It's going to grow and it's going to attract, it's going to reinforce the fact that we are the epicenter of military space in America. It's going to grow the presence of defense organizations here. This is wonderful, wonderful news for Colorado Springs.
Republican lawmakers in Alabama say they are not giving up and will still try to move Space Command. They claim the decision to keep it in Colorado Springs was motivated by far-left politics, not national security.
In Washington right now, the Biden administration is starting a new research program to deal with one of the COVID's biggest mysteries, why some people have symptoms that stick around for months. Health experts believe up to 23 million Americans are dealing with long COVID. The White House is creating a new office to lead the federal government's response to the disease. The agency will work on clinical trials, searching for treatments and research to understand why some people can't get rid of the symptoms.
In about 2 hours, a new jobs report is coming out for June, and economists are optimistic. They're predicting about 200,000 new jobs, and the unemployment rate is expected to be about the same, 3.6%. Overall, economists think the economy is moving toward what they call a soft landing. This means slowing the economy over time in order to avoid a recession. The Bureau of Labor is planning to release that report at 8 o'clock this morning.
Tens of thousands of people are about to be out of a job because one of the nation's biggest trucking companies is shutting down. Yellow is also planning to file for bankruptcy. The 99-year-old Nashville-based company has about 30,000 employees. They can't file claims for unemployment until the company officially goes under.
And one thing you want to know about the weather today are the stats. Going for a high of 86 degrees. That's a little below the normal high of 90. The normal low is 61. The record 104 from 2008 and the record low 42 from 1995.
And we're all clear on the roadways this morning, as shown by our travel maps. A whole lot of green, the one exception being I-76 from E-470 into Commerce City. A little bit of a slowdown there, but otherwise we are looking good.
Greg and Ed, thank you. Today is Colorado Day. August 1st is the day Colorado was admitted to the Union 147 years ago. The state is celebrating all week long with around 300 events and discounts to some attractions and museums. You can find all of that information on celebrate.colorado.gov. To celebrate this morning, we're asking you, what is your favorite place here in Colorado? Text us, let us know. That number on your screen, 303-871-1491. Let's see what we've gotten so far. A lot of beautiful pictures, which is always nice to see. Hikes and views. Let's see, State Forest State Park. Okay.
Somebody was
Crystal
lucky
Hill.
enough to grow up in Aspen. Karen says that made it her favorite place.
Definitely a top favorite for me, but I still feel like I've got a lot to see here. Twin Lakes.
Absolutely gorgeous there. My husband and I are both natives to Colorado, and we love to go everywhere, but I think our favorite is taking a ride up to Idaho Springs on a cool summer night. Ooh, I love the description that they're painting because it is the perfect day.
Idaho Springs is great. A lot of great restaurants up there, too. Keep them coming throughout the morning, and we'll be sharing your answers.